What is up, you guys? I'm so happy to be home and chatting with you guys and sitting down for a nice old-fashioned Q&A. I need a cuppy. Pause, go get yourself a beverage, any sort. I won't judge. It can be alcoholic, it can be pre-workout, it can be coffee, it could be tea, it could be water, as long as it's in a cute cup, and we will reconvene. Pause me if you need to. I'm going to get a cup. We have a Valentine's Day Ray Dunn mug. Can you even see what this says, or is it too blown out? Like, really? There we go. There we go, sweetheart. Okay, it's just water. I feel like one day we need to do an ASMR video. If you don't know what that is, it's basically where you just you whisper and you do noises. So this morning I posted up a picture. I was wearing this and I'm holding Carl, and I was saying how I'm gonna sit down and do a very raw, real Q&A, answer all of your questions that have to do with business, social media, filming videos, taking pictures, all of the things that I've come to love so much. It is a passion of mine to have built a business. I want to say solely on social media. I really don't do face-to-face business that much. And I just feel like in this day and age, that's incredibly powerful. Our business has done nothing but thrived this past year, which I am so grateful for. Andre and I love what we do. I retired my husband, Andre. I hate saying that. It's such a weird thing to say. He stopped working his corporate job about 4 years ago. Let's just say that way. But we both work full-time at home, so we're used to working together from home. So really this past year has been great for us, and I think that this is the perfect time to be sharing this. So not only will I be I have all your questions here, and we're just gonna answer them off the cuff, which I feel is the most real, raw, authentic way to do it. There's no other way to do it in my world. And I haven't seen them. I literally saved them, and I'm gonna go through them with you. But I have not done this in over, I wanna say, a year and a half, maybe more. I love doing a little safe space, quiet, intimate space where I can get in depth with you, answer your questions on business, social media, what I do. I get a lot of questions like, what do you do for a living? A lot of people know it's health and fitness, but they don't really know the details of it, and they know I work from home. So I love sharing that. I love sharing Team Uproar. We've been the top team in Canada, undefeated for years. Our coaches are freaking actually very successful. It's not just the Angie show, which I take pride in. So we have very successful coaches on our team, multiple in the top 10, not just me, which is also, not that common that within the same team you see so much success and it's not just one main person, which I am very proud of. So I would say that the majority of that is because I love social media a lot, and I'm really good at teaching my coaches how to use social media, because 8 years ago, whenever I started my business, I was an introvert. I'm still an introvert, but I was a very shy introvert 8 years ago. So the idea of talking with people and starting a business was terrifying to me, but the concept of being able to build that on social media was so powerful to me and so exciting. One, I was passionate about health and fitness. I wasn't necessarily the most healthy and fit person ever. I barely even had biceps, but I believed in my own journey and how much it had helped me, and how much it had transformed my own health, my own happiness. So being able to share that completely changed my world. So from a confidence standpoint, that's how I see health and fitness. If you feel good and you feel good that you look good, then honey, I'm happy. So that's literally where health and fitness comes into play for me. And you guys know I'm all about balance. I'm never gonna tell you to have some grilled chicken and not have the margarita. Have the margarita and live it up. And that's kind of what my brand has become. So I've come to a place now where I love talking about branding. I love talking about confidence building. I love talking about the fact that you can earn a living and build a 6-figure plus income from home, and it is a possibility. So that's what the group is about. It's totally free. You can join. We will cap it though, because I want it to be somewhat intimate. I want it to be VIP. I want it to be a safe zone. And in that, I will talk about what I do for a living, how you can do it, how you can join Team Uproar. I will talk about from the standpoint of, let's say you have an Etsy shop and you just need help on how to brand that. So there will be value for everybody, but the main part of it will be about Team Uproar and what I've done in my story, and usually it gets emotional. So let's jump into the questions, but I'll leave all the details for that group down below. It will start, when are we starting it? Let's start it next Wednesday. So we'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday so that everybody can get in, and I will leave the details down below. Until then, if you would like to join an interim group that is just ongoing, I can get you in there as well. So, okay. So Allison Sketchbook asked, my question is, how do you know if you're creating good and engaging content? I know that that's a big part of social media growth. So Allison is 100% correct. And I think that where I was going wrong in the beginning and where most people go wrong is we spend so much time concerned about a preset or a filter or the location that we're taking the picture. Well, yes, that matters in making sure that you have good lighting and all of that stuff and making sure that, you know, your lens is clean. Those are the details. People want an authentic post. Rarely will you ever see me post anything that is me, plus me. Usually I'll share a little bit about my journey, take you along for the ride. I love having you be a part of the journey, and I will always ask a question because you know what? It's really boring being a person on social media with a megaphone that is just talking at people. But for whatever reason, I would say 90+% of people do that. They talk at people. They don't engage their audience, nor do I feel like they might even care what their audience thinks. They don't reply to the comments, and they're just talking at. So to create an engaging post isn't just a blind question, it's a genuine care factor. And I think that the more that you can develop that on social media, the more that your social media will grow because you're creating a community of people that actually care to be there because they know that you care. Does that make sense? That was a very in-depth answer to your question. Novana96 asked, even there are tons of people having a vlog, what's good advice to stand out from the rest? So a vlog is basically video logging. So it depends on how you see a vlog. So a vlog can either be, you know, taking a little vlogging camera around with you. I do those every now and again where I don't plan it. It's literally, this is what I'm doing in my day. Oh my gosh, Carl literally just came and sat behind me. I didn't notice that he was there. Hello. Okay. Nice to see you. So total off the cuff, total behind the scenes. I love that type of stuff, but the way that you stand out is adding value. So I personally think that a combination of adding value while documenting is the best thing that you can do because you're not so much creating the content, you're just documenting your day. And a lot of us sell ourselves short on this. Like you might think right now, and I think a lot of people will think this right now, I'm stuck at home. There's nothing to share. There is so much to share. Share your routine. I literally created a video called Stuck at Home Quarantine Routine. I did it at the beginning of last year whenever everything started. And I just shared, this is what I'm doing while at home. And it does happen a lot that in our business on Team Upper, one of the first things that a new coach will tell me is, well, I don't know what to post because my life isn't that exciting. It is. It really is. Why is cribs so exciting? People love to see inside of people's fridge. People love to see inside of people's houses. That's the most exciting part of cribs, by the way, when the celebrity opens the fridge, because we are nosy. As a society, we are nosy. We want to see inside people's cupboards. We want to see inside people's homes. We love the idea of like the veil pulled back and like understanding what's going on in someone's private life. We love it. So you documenting what you're doing and just sharing the authentic, like no joke, if the doorbell rings right now because there's an Amazon parcel, little dude, little Carl here, can you guys see me? He's so cute right now. Little Ham he's sleeping like a little baby. He will lose his mind. He will lose his marbles and go bananas bonkers crazy. That's okay. And the old me on social media and like, oh my God, stop the camera, like let's refilm. That's part of the authenticity. People are craving authenticity right now. So to answer your question, to stand out, if you can add authenticity and just document, don't feel like you have to stage and make everything perfect. Just sit down, have good lighting, and speak from the heart. Take people around your house or around your neighborhood or wherever it is that you're going and vlog, which is basically video logging, and add some form of value so that if you're doing something that you legitimately feel is working for you in your life, it could be something as simple as, I bought this is a real thing. I bought this sweater while I was gone in Florida and I had it delivered here. I love it. I also have a dear friend that makes these headbands. I love them. That could add value in your day. I will share it. I literally just did a video on this. I took these the other day and it like hydrated me and saved my world. I share it. Anything that I love that just brings me a form of joy, you know, sparks joy, I share it. And you guys love that. I think that the vast majority of the people that are on this channel are like consumers at heart and love the online shopping and get me. And you know what's cool? If you're concerned about someone not getting you, then that's okay. They shouldn't be following you anyways. So if someone was to ever come on here and be like, you're such a consumer and I'm like a minimalist, I'd be like, honey, you're in the wrong place. Like I love you, but you're in the wrong place because I love me some Ray Dunn and I love going to TJ Maxx. I'm not going to change. Maybe one day I will, but not anytime soon. So you guys get that. And that's how you create a planet of people that understand you. You're authentic, you document your day, and you add value of the things that truly change your world on a daily basis, even if that's bringing you joy. So try and dig deep as to the things. Maybe keep like a little list every single day of the little things that brought you joy and that you could share that would add value. And it doesn't always have to be product. It can be meditating. It could be doing a certain workout. Like I always share my workout. Anything that changes my day just a little bit, I always document that and I try and share it with you guys. Oh my gosh, this is such a good question. Emma Peng 0619 asked, have you ever had a plateau on your social media career? Like you worked really, really hard and consistently, but you didn't seem to have any results. If so, how did you change that? Yes. So I worked really, really hard to grow my social media, specifically Instagram. And by the way, YouTube as well. And there were times where it just flatlined. And I was like, what the heck? And I really felt almost defeated, like I didn't have a voice. I felt like I was a total fraud. So if you feel that way, I've been there. So I have 2 Instagram pages that have my name on it. So Angie Belmar Vlogs, which used to be Angie Belmar Fitness. That was my first ever Instagram page. That page grew. I started at nothing, obviously, like everybody does. By the way, no illusion here. Everybody starts at 0. So I grew that thing. I had about 100 followers, I'm gonna say subscribers, 100 followers whenever I started my business. So not a lot. And I still loved, though, being able to share my journey. I shared my workout pictures every single day, and I just tried my best to inspire people. And when I would get like one comment of people saying, thank you, I worked out today because of you, Angie, I was like, I love my job. Like, I love this. And then it became, from a side hustle and a little passion project, it became my career. So that was really how that began. And from there, that passion drove the growth of that page. Like I became so hyper consistent with posting. I posted 3 times a day, every single day for over a year, and the page grew. And I did things like giveaways that grew my page. But I hit a plateau at a certain point. And if you, for fun, you can go back and check. So it's under Angie Belmar Vlogs. And I'm wearing like a little pink bra top. So right now what I do on there is IGTVs. I love doing just a raw real video on there, but that page has not grown in a long time. And I will tell you why, because I'm not consistent on it and I'm more consistent on my current page. But if you go back enough to before it was just photos, there's some videos, you're gonna have to go back pretty far. But I think that that's powerful, and that's why I don't delete it. I want you to see where I started. And you can see where I struggle too, because some of the pictures are like, wow, okay. So I'm still going. There was a time whenever I was still new-ish in my business, and I really looked at what other people were doing on Instagram, which is fine unless you get taken down a rabbit hole and you try to become a watered down version of that person. So I went through this phase where I posted all of these pictures that were basically like pastel colored. I'm still going back and back and back trying to find it because I want to show you. And what I would do is I would try and post pictures that were like this girl that I followed. She's from Sweden. I've followed her since she has like a couple thousand followers. Now she has like over 1 million. She's amazing. And I tried to be like her. She would post a lot of like really fit selfies, and like I looked up to her, but what I did is I just became a watered down version of her because I tried so hard to mimic what she was doing. Because yes, there is power in, you know, duplicating what a successful person does, but what happens is you kind of lose yourself along the way. So not only did I feel lost with my message and what I wanted to share in my own visuals, but I didn't have joy in what I was posting anymore because it was just so not me, and I didn't realize I was doing that. And at the same time, I was losing followers. I was not growing. I was getting less engagement because I was just trying to be someone else. So that could be you, whether you realize it or not. And I'll give you an example of this that I often see. I'll get a lot of messages, just so you know, I'm still scrolling back. It would be a really fun experiment for you to go all the way back into my old pictures and see these, because you can see how long I've been doing this and how far I've grown and how much social media has changed. But you can also see where I've been lost along the way. So what I was going to say is, one thing that I notice on messages that I deal with and answering questions is I'll often see a lot of questions about branding. And the question that I get is, I like Disney like you, and I want my brand to be Disney. And this is something that I just shared with my team, and this is literally what I do for a living. I do trainings on social media for my team, and one of the questions was, my brand is like Angie's, and Angie has a big business because her brand is Disney. And it hit me one day, the other day, funny enough, while watching a Disney movie. So I watched Soul with Andre, the newest Disney movie on Disney Plus. Go watch it. It's amazing. It's a Pixar movie. And he talks about your spark and how your spark isn't this thing that you need to be chasing. It's not your purpose. It's not some big hidden thing. And I think a lot of times on social media, especially with building a business, we think that it's some big hidden thing that we can't quite figure out. Your spark is your life, man. Your spark is your brand. So it's the same thing with social media and building a brand and trying to figure out who you are on social media. And when you try too hard, you often will pigeonhole yourself into something that you think that you are. So my spark is not Disney. I know a lot of you guys follow me for Disney, but if you think really hard, and this is really a message to those of you that are trying to build your own brand, and I'm not saying that I don't love Disney. I love Disney, but my spark is not Disney. My spark and Andre's spark, like together, and I would say what my brand has become over the years, is that we were a couple that as young adults went on one of our first trips to Disney, fell in love with the parks, fell in love with the food, fell in love with Disney drinks and cocktails and being able to experience that as adults. And from there, a year later, we found a neighborhood in Disney and we made a goal and we took people on a journey for the past 8 years. That's our spark. That's my brand. That's how specific it is. Yes, I love Disney. I love all things Disney, but my brand is not Disney. That's my brand. So my point in this is you've got to get so specific with yourself and so real about what your brand is, and being able to do some gigantic umbrella of saying my brand is Disney or my brand is family or my brand is faith or my brand is fashion. It's not. There's such a more specific depth to you, and I think that that's the key. And will you find it day one? No, but that's the beauty of it. Your brand is going to be your journey and the evolution of you over the years, and your following will grow with you, but you've got to get really specific and consistent about who you are. Still scrolling backwards trying to find the time that I plateaued. So it's before we got Carl. That's how long ago it is. Oh, we're getting close. All right, we found it. So on my Angie Belmar Fitness page, so on that page, it's now Angie Belmar Vlogs, I started doing really like a pastel type of, with pictures that weren't even mine that I found off of Pinterest, which back then that was normal. That's not normal anymore. Use your own pictures. But see how they're almost pale? And I didn't know why I wasn't getting engagement. It had nothing to do with the filter, by the way. It's because it wasn't me. It's not who I was. I wasn't being my authentic self, and I was just posting random stuff like, let's click on one. Yeah. You know how I talked about engaging your audience? When I posted that picture, which basically, these are lip balms, by the way, that I found off of Amazon or on Pinterest, I wrote, which one is your fave? That is not a engaging, sure, people might answer, but there's no heart, like there's no, and being able to go in depth with your audience and actually having a conversation with them like your BFFs is the most important part. Like the give a shit factor is so important. And that's what I came to learn over the years. So this one was like a picture of my water bottle with my smartwatch. Like, this is the power of stories. That would be a story now. It wouldn't be a post. But I said, heck yeah, did my workout, not your average workout. Did you work out today? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so much more depth. Like, compared to what I posted this morning with Carl, I talked about how we're back home, how I'm about to sit down and film this, how we're cleaning, how we're decorating, how I get a ton of questions about social media and I want to know your top questions so that I can answer them. I shared on my stories how I'm going to do, like, I literally poured out my heart in one caption. Basically, like a little mini diary, but that I ask you guys questions to. I think that's really one of the keys to engaging your audience on social media. Okay, how do you edit so fast and stay on top of things? Oh my gosh, thank you, Megan Teeny7. That's so nice of you. With a lot of practice, but I don't always edit that quickly. I do edit my own videos as of right now. I've gotten a couple emails, weirdly, in the past couple weeks of editors that are offering to edit my videos, and they've shown me other people on YouTube that they edit their videos, and I had no idea. I just always thought that these YouTubers edited their own videos. So as of right now, I do edit my own. I am faster and faster. It used to take me so long to edit a video. It's practice, but girl, I am not always on top of things. I do my best. I obviously work full-time with my husband. We don't really have a team as of right now. We have one assistant, but we are expanding, we are growing because our business is growing so quickly. But don't ever compare where you're at to what you think someone else is at, because you might have no idea how much they might look like they've got it all together, but there's a pile of laundry right there. You just can't see it. And that, my friend, is social media. That is the power of social media. You might think that you know, but you have no idea. So don't ever discount yourself. That's my biggest message to you. Yes, I might look some days like I've got it together, but trust me, I'm a human just like everybody else. And I work hard. That's really the biggest secret, and I stick with it. Savannah, I know Savannah. I've been working very hard through social media. Yes, Savannah's a new coach. She's amazing. She's a little rock star at my business, and I'm just stuck. I can't seem to get anywhere. Have you ever had that? What is your advice on getting results? Girl, yes. So like I shared in the beginning, especially in my business and in coaching, I would compare myself to the other people that had been doing it for like 5, 10 plus years. And I just felt like they were such unicorns and they were so amazing and they were so outgoing. And I just didn't know if I would ever be like that. And one thing that I have to tell you, and I've shared this already through here, but to not compare yourself, to run your own race and to get really excited about your own consistency. So kind of like the same ideas, I shared this about my workout, but I kind of see it the same as with business. In my workout right now that I'm doing, the one with the track that's attached to the door, it's you versus you. Like you're not racing against what someone else's numbers are or how many reps they're doing or the weight that they're lifting. I don't even have time to look at the television while she's talking. It's me versus me because I know what yesterday I did in terms of rounds, and I just go as fast as possible with the correct form, of course. But I like that. It's me versus me. So whenever I first got into the groove of my business and I started to see actual growth, I would do the simplest thing. I would buy a new notebook every month because our goals were set by the month, and I would set my goals, and I wouldn't look at what other people did. I would look at what I did the month prior and I would try and match that or outdo that. Obviously, always outdo it, but that was literally how I did it. And I didn't set a fair weather goal of, well, it would be nice if. It was like, no, this is happening. So what I would do is, let's say I wanted to help 5 new customers get started in the Fit Gym. By the way, that's the Fit Gym is my business. The Fit Gym has existed for 8+ years. It just hasn't been as awesome as it is now. So I've been there where you're trying to grow and you're trying to figure things out. So I would think about, well, this is how many new customers I would love to sign up and get started and help with the Fit Gym. And I would put like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with no names next to it. But those numbers had to have names next to them by the end of the month. And then on the next page, I would have, well, I would like to grow my team. This is how many coaches on Team Upper I'd like to have. And I would put number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I would hit that goal. Like that was the goal. This is how many posts I want on social media. Like the stuff that I could control, not looking at what somebody else did. Always the metrics and the numbers. I'm very driven by numbers. So if I could track what I did every single month and that I would match that or beat it, then that's how I do it. And I got really, really good at self-assessing. So every single night, every single Sunday, so at the end of the week, and every single month, I would self-assess what I did prior, what worked, what didn't, where I can get better. So girl, you've got it. And also give yourself time, because if you've just started, you're in it for the long run. Like it's not like you start university or college thinking, well, I have to learn all this 4 years of knowledge in like one semester. Lucky for you, you don't have 4 years that you have to do this. But I think that whenever you're growing a business that way you're starting, you have to give yourself a bit of grace and the gift of time over a period of time. Consistency over a period of time is the greatest gift that you can give yourself, and belief. So I was asked as a new coach, what would be the 3 biggest things that I would think make a big difference? As a new coach, as you know, being a coach for a long time, or any business in social media, honestly. And the answer is still true to this day. Consistency, that you do it every single day, that you don't stop. Like no matter what, even if I work for 2 minutes while we're in the Disney parks, or 20 hours one day while I'm like building a social media academy for my coaches, which does exist and did take hours and I love it. But those days I'm like plugged in and I don't stop. So maybe not 20 hours, but a really freaking long time. So I'm consistent. There's not a day that I stop, because every time you stop, it's so much harder to get started again. It's like the train like starting up again. So consistency is everything. Longevity is the second one. Sticking with it consistently over a long enough period of time, that's how you win. It's the people that don't give up. It's the people that are in it a year that are like, I'm not stopping. They're the ones that make it happen. And think about the historical figures of this, like Walt Disney, Colonel Sanders is another one. Like there's so many successful people in the world that just didn't give up. And the third one, which is the most important, is belief. Not just in what you do and in the product that you represent and in the service that you provide, but in yourself, man. Like There's nothing different from you than the illusion of what you think someone else is doing. Like I said, I have a pile of laundry right there. If you don't believe me, there's a pile of laundry right here. Like I'm not some perfect fairy godmother. And there could be someone right now that you're watching in your field of work that you're like, they're just so perfect and they're so much better. They're not. They started exactly where you are. And if anything, you might be further along. So stop discounting yourself, believe in yourself, and know that you've got it. Okay, this is such a cool question. So Brown Crow's Nest asked, interested in your scheduling in terms of filming something, editing it, putting it out. I love seeing your creative process for taking photos. I would love to see your creative process for taking photos to promote the videos and the whole package. Okay, so usually I'll do things in reverse. So I will make sure that I have the thumbnail. That's always important because that's like what the picture is. The thumbnail will sometimes be the Instagram picture that links to the video or that promotes the video. So the way that I would explain this is basically my content machine. I have actually written an entire book on this called The Content Machine, and I have an Instagram page on this. So it's all social media. It's basically how I run my business, that I have one main cog of my machine, which for me, that's YouTube. For you, it might be Instagram. It could be a blog. It could be a website. It could be anything. So you have one main cog, which feeds all the other cogs. So technically speaking, in filming this video, I have content for a bunch of other social media platforms without ever having to create it. And that's the principle of the content machine. Andre and I came up with that concept years ago. It's how we've always run our business. We work smarter, not harder. So whenever I'm filming, I kind of work it backwards in the sense that I film the video. While I'm doing that, I might take a still from this. That'll be the thumbnail. It will also be a post on Instagram. I may take a couple snippets of this video. That'll be a story. I could take some verbiage from this video. That could be a blog post. So you see where I'm going with this, and it will feed all of your social media platforms. So that's really my creative process and how I kind of schedule it out without overwhelming myself. Because sometimes I think that if you overschedule and you overplan, you'll end up paralyzing yourself and doing nothing. So I feel like that plan over the past, 5+ years has been how we do it, and it really, really works. And again, I wrote a book on it. The book is like an ebook that you can print out. There are things coming for it, but it's on my website and it's very detailed. There's like a workbook included in it. It's literally exactly what I do. Okay, so Sienna Garo asked, I'd love to know, of all the books you've read, which are the most impactful to your life? Like your top 5, thanks. Okay, this is a big question. Carl's sighing at me. Can you hear him? Are you dreaming? So I would definitely say, I always talk about Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has definitely been impactful. Brendan Burchard. I know these are authors, but I'm trying to think of actual books. Oh, John C. Maxwell, 5 Levels of Leadership. Changed my world. Chalene Johnson, Push. That's an old school book that I read a long time ago, completely changed my world. I'm trying to think of things that I read as a new coach or a new business owner that really, really helped. And a lot of it, can I tell you, like when you're looking for a book, you're in a certain season of learning. So figure out what season you're in and what you want to expand on. Don't just buy a book because the cover sounds fancy or the title sounds fancy. I would say to figure out what you want to develop in terms of a skill. So one thing that I had to work on was my own leadership. Having to be the leader of a team, of Team Uproar, of thousands of people, I had to figure out how to level up my leadership, and there's different levels of leadership. There's 5 different levels, so that's the John C. Maxwell book. Love that. Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within, which that was about confidence for me. I was very, very shy. I was not sure of myself, so that really helped. Chalene Johnson's Push book is about goal setting, which I needed to get my act together. So what are we? We're at 3. Oh, Darren Hardy. What's Darren Hardy's book called? The Compound Effect. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy was a huge eye-opener for me. I love that book. Let me check my Audible for what books I'm obsessed with. Oh, The Secret. Oh my gosh, okay, so The Secret is really good, but she has another one that, The Magic. So there's The Secret, The Power, The Magic. The Power is really good, but The Magic is about gratitude. Amazing. And it's by Rhonda Byrne. Oh my gosh, I'm like digging deep here. John Acuff, Punch Fear in the Face. For if you lack confidence and self-belief, which I did, that was so good. It's called Just Start, Punch Fear in the Face, or like Punch Fear in the Face, Just Start. I love John Acuff, and his audiobooks are hilarious. I think we're at 5. And those are my answers. Like, those are some pretty solid answers. I'm going back to like my oldest books. Yeah, there it is. Punch Fear in the Face, Escape Average, Do Work That Matters, Start. And honorable mentions to Joel Osteen, You Can, You Will. That was a really good book too. Okay. So Nat, SW, were you worried about going alone and starting your business? How have things changed in the world of social media since you took that leap? So a lot of things in the way that you post on social media have evolved. Obviously new platforms have come out like TikTok, posting reels on Instagram, things evolve. And being in that world, you want to jump on it as fast as possible and test it out, says the girl that joined TikTok like 3 years later. So if you are late, it's okay. But I just think that being in it, being vulnerable more than anything, because the vulnerability is what makes you human. And I think this illusion that you need to be perfect all the time is actually doing you a disservice. So I would say that that is the biggest change of social media over the past 8 years since I first started with Instagram. Because back in the day, the thing that I hated about Instagram, and there's posts about this on my old Instagram page, because I literally revolted because I was so over this idea of perfection, especially in the fitness industry with like, I used to joke about this, but it's so true. You don't see it as much anymore, but there would be girls in underwear, literally underwear, like lace underwear, doing pull-ups at a gym with like a chain and a weight wrapped around their waist. So not realistic. And to me, I always think about the young eyes that are watching, such a bad message. So it would drive me crazy. And one day it kind of like flipped in me that someone said, I was with a friend and we were watching this really fit girl on Instagram, and I was showing her Instagram, and I was like, I follow her. And she had a huge, I think it was like a huge heart-shaped pizza or something. And my friend that I was with at the time said, there's no way she actually ate that. And in my head, I thought, that's the illusion that everyone is perfect and that no one can have a slice of pizza and that you can't look like that if you're eating food that's actually delicious. And something that day just like, I like lit a spark, and I started posting transformations of myself because I was so ashamed to post my transformations. And one day I thought, I'm going to post them because someone else needs to know this. So on my fitness journey, I didn't lose weight. I actually gained weight. And for whatever reason, I hid that for a long time because I was ashamed, because we're in a weight loss industry, right? If you're in the fitness industry, it's a weight loss industry, or that's what I was told. The other thing I was told is don't ever share your unhealthy meals, don't ever share alcohol, and I was like, this is so wrong in so many ways. So I thought, I'm going to share what I used to look like, which was a double size 0, 122 pounds soaking wet, to now like a healthy size. Not that double 0 is not a healthy size. If that's your size, like that's cool. I was just really, really little. And I would say that I gained weight, but after I looked better. So looking at the pictures, I thought the picture speaks volumes. I'm just going to post what my weight was, what size I was, what size I am now, and what weight I am now. And yeah, I gained weight, and what's up with that? So I shared it. And the response was insane of people just saying like, thank you. Because it's not all about weight loss. It's not all about weight gain. It doesn't matter. As long as you're healthy, it doesn't matter. So I started sharing that, and I started sharing like, if you want the pizza, have the pizza. Yes, there are healthy people that have abs that eat pizza. There are healthy people with quads and a booty that drink margaritas. Like it's possible. So I got very, very passionate about that. And I just think that more than anything is something that has shifted tremendously, because you don't see that like fake fitness anymore, or the fake, not fake, but perfected, airbrushed. It's still out there, but it's not as out there because people crave authenticity, especially right now, especially on social media, because we know that, there's something behind that veil and you just want to see what's really, really real, which I love. Like that's my favorite part. And that's my favorite thing about what's changed. But was I worried about going at it alone? No, because I never felt alone. I liked the audience. For a shy person, it was actually amazing because I didn't have to be on a stage and speak or talk to people face to face. I had time to write out my response and grow into it. So as a very shy, introverted person, starting a business on social media was the best thing ever. I could do everything from home. By the way, I know that everybody just in the past 12 months has used Zoom. I've used Zoom for 8 years. I do my work on Zoom. Like that's literally how I talk to my coaches. So there is face to face, and I do mentor people, And by the way, I get this question all the time. And I think this is really important to share. Do I do life coaching or like one-on-one mentorship? Will I be the person that ever goes out and charges like $1,000+ an hour or whatever? I don't know, but no, I will not be that person because I think that is crazy. But what I do is, that's what I do with my coaches. So the answer is yes, I do it with my coaches. Like, we literally hop on Zoom. Andre was literally just on Zoom with one of our coaches 2 minutes ago, and they talk about life goals. We talk about everything from relationships to life goals to quitting your full-time job to achieving your goals to social media, like one-on-one. So yes, I do life coaching, but I'm not the person sitting out there being like, I'm a life coach and you have to pay me by the hour. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm your friend first, but just saying. So yes, to the coaches on my team, they get that, but I don't think it's a service that I would ever offer because I feel like that's kind of presumptuous of me saying, like, I just think it's like, I have the perfect life, let me coach you on it. No. And by the way, if you ever feel like you need to hire someone that is going to coach you, Carl's huffing at me again. If you ever feel like you need to hire someone that's going to coach you, assess if the person that you're receiving the information from, which this goes for anything, if you're getting opinions of family members on your goals and your dreams, or you're getting opinions of a life coach, or you want the opinion of a life coach or anybody, a friend, whatever, does that person live your dream life? Do they have a great relationship with their spouse if that's a goal of yours? Do they excel in certain areas of life that you want to excel in? If not, then you're good, boo. And you will grow on your own, and just know to focus and seek out mentorship in books and in people that have those credentials. So I share this from the bottom of my heart because I was taking opinions from people in the beginning that were not living my dream life. So why take their opinions as valid? Okay, well, this one in a full other direction. Ilama Parade, hopefully I said that right. Being a female channeling mostly solo, how do you deal with trolls and negativity? I noticed that you don't do a lot of lives. I do a lot of lives. Oh my gosh, I go live every single day for my team. That's why I was like, I do a lot of lives. I do lives on here as premieres. All of the premieres, though, on YouTube are on my vlog channel. So I do a lot of premieres. I actually did an hour and 20-minute premiere, which was live. The way that YouTube works is kind of weird. Like, it's pre-recorded, but I'm on live with you typing. Did a full goal setting. So I do go live, and I go live on Instagram. The truth of the matter is, I don't have a lot of haters. Knock on some form of wood. I don't. Anything that is over the top, super negative, that does not serve anybody, it gets deleted. Do I do that? Very rarely. Like, I've probably done it like 5 times in my life. If the person is like super offensive and it's not serving anybody, but if there's like a healthy debate and people want to just be weird in the comments, have at it. Like, whenever I was in Disney, people had opinions. Have at it. It's not hurting anybody, go for it. But how do I deal with it? Like, if someone has an opinion and it's really just not nice, that's on them. And that's like my honest opinion and my honest answer. And I know it's very honest, but when I receive this perfect example on that post that I did in Disney, there were a couple of comments and they just weren't nice, not bad enough because they weren't hurting anybody but me. If it's ever towards one of my followers, then it's deleted. Like, if you come after my people, you're dead to me. But it was towards me. So I thought, well, first thought, they look like the jerk, not me. So go for it. And I know that we have a really tight-knit family on here. So I always think to myself, at the very least, someone will probably back me up. And if not, I don't look like a jerk, they look like a jerk. So believe in yourself a little bit more. And if someone does say something that's a little bit edgy or like not nice, you know who's the meanest on YouTube for me? Men. Men are like big babies. Whenever I did the gym tours, like, that's all you lift? Yeah, bro, that's all I lift. And I'm proud of it. It doesn't matter. Just rinse and repeat. Okay, it would be cool to hear about how you started your channel and how you evolved and decided what content to use. Oh my gosh, there's been so much evolution on my channel. Like, I used to do real like vlogs, and same as what I shared, very much influenced by what other people were doing because I didn't know, and I just kind of grew into my own thing. Like, I think that the best tip I can give you as to how to evolve into your own thing is to listen to what your audience wants. If you post a photo that has, and you look at your most recent, let's say your most recent 20 photos on your Instagram, what's the most liked photo? What's the most commented photo? that's the stuff you should be posting. So what happened with me is I started posting closet tour, house tour, home decor, and you guys just freaking loved it. And I thought, well, this just went from a fitness channel to a home decor channel. And not really a home decor, just my life and like the stuff that I love. And it's funny because your following will usually grasp onto what you're secretly the most passionate about. And I've always been passionate about home stuff, home decor. I studied architecture. I love it. But it's funny that I tried to make it like health and fitness, which yes, we still do talk about health and fitness, but more so from a happiness standpoint, just to have a great life, not let's get shredded. It's really just, this is my workout. We're going to do a quick 20-minute workout, sweat it out, get fit so that we can have that margarita and live our best life. Like that's really my brand. So it will evolve over time, but listen to your audience, listen to what they like. And the only way you can do that is by putting out content. So stop stopping, put out the content, get it out there, and kind of read what people are enjoying the most. And don't second guess yourself. I am Shannon Gaines. She asked, do you use any special software to edit your videos on YouTube? Oh my gosh, I get asked this question every single day. Yes, I used to use iMovie, which is free. Now I use Final Cut Pro. I agreed to myself that whenever, I think it was when I would hit 20,000 subscribers, I would buy Final Cut Pro. So Final Cut Pro is $300, I think. Hopefully it still is. And that was the goal. So instead of saying, I'm gonna get the camera or I'm gonna get the whatever software, I set a goal of I'm gonna get this far with what I have, and my prize to myself will be to get the software to take me further. Does that make sense? So I kind of bribed myself, but it worked. So that's what I did. Instead of getting in the mindset of, to be successful, I need all these things. I was like, no, film on your phone. There are so many videos filmed on my phone. There are full morning routines, full really, really great videos entirely filmed on my phone. So you don't need that much. Voiceovers filmed on my phone. You don't need that much equipment. And iMovie served me for 2 or 3 years. Okay, Kristen B. How do you overcome fear? Yeah, those second guessing thoughts in your head, the voices in your head saying, are you sure you want to do this? So I really had a lot of trouble with filming, believing in myself, going live, not saying all the time, and just being in my own head about, you know, am I as good as such and such? The best thing I can tell you is to start and read that book by Jon Acuff. But as soon as you start and you have a little bit of momentum and you can kind of check that box of, okay, I took one step, it builds confidence, which is literally like the snowball effect of confidence. And that's how you overcome fear. But you have to start. It's the only way. And that coming from like the shyest person on the planet. Her signature. If you have no money for marketing and getting content out and reaching your target audience, like how would you grow? I think that's the question. You could do a giveaway. You could do, like, technically speaking, obviously you mean like if you can't do a giveaway and you can't do ads and you can't do all the things that cost money, you're probably better off, because all of those things, like the gimmicks that get you to grow a following, don't create that much of a loyal following. It's really people either following you to win the prize, following you because they saw an ad. They don't know you for you. The best way to grow a following is video. And you don't have to be on YouTube, IGTV, stories, go live on Instagram. People want to see you. Like if you have a video, it's so interesting to me whenever I meet people in person, they feel like they know me. That does not happen through a photo on Instagram. That happens because of video, because you guys see the shenanigans and the crazy stuff that I talk about. So hopefully that makes sense. But to me, that's how you reach your target audience, is that you're your authentic self on video. And quick tip, if you go live on Instagram and you have like people that are following you and it shows all the stories, your live gets pushed to the top left of that corner. So you're at the foremost front of all of your followers' page. And when they start to watch it, other people start to watch it, could get pushed to the popular page, and you grow. The other thing is just be consistent with what you're posting. Life with Sarah Lynn, how to grow your Instagram. Post every single day and don't stop. And evolve, note what's working, note what's not working, note what people are liking to see, and check out the content machine, even just the Instagram page, that'll help a ton. I post a lot of tips on there. Style and Grace 05, this is the last question. Pretty pic, so on that picture of Carl and I. How do I edit on YouTube and Instagram? So YouTube, I use Final Cut Pro. On Instagram, I only use a Lightroom. I just use Lightroom. And I always make sure that, and I did a video on exactly how I edit on Lightroom. I always make sure that there is a lot of blue or a primary color that I stick to. So right now it's red with a little touch of pink for Valentine's Day. And I'll use Facetune, also not for like teeth whitening and stuff like that. I will use all of the tools I use in the most unconventional way. So for the teeth whitening tool, I'll actually whiten the background. So if it's very yellow, I will whiten the background with the teeth whitening tool. I will also sharpen things. It just makes the picture look that much clearer, so I'll use the sharpen tool. Like today, I literally sharpened like the edges of this and then the edges of my lashes, and it just makes the picture look that much sharper. I did the sharpening on this. Oh, and Carl's little nose and his eyes, I always sharpen his eyes and his nose because let's be real, the picture's about him, not about me. And I think that's pretty much it. Sometimes I'll edit the sky in my pictures. Again, I did a full video on this and I'll share it with you guys down below, but I don't really put that much emphasis into editing the picture. I just make sure that the picture itself is a good base picture with a purpose. Good lighting, like I literally took it in front of this window. So good lighting, not dark, well lit. I always try and grab Carl, if you have a pet, take a picture with your pet. No, I'm just kidding. But I just try and make it something of purpose so that you guys can be on the journey with me. And that's really always my intent. So I hope that this was enjoyable for you guys. I love these sit downs and chatting. And Andre and I are gonna go have lunch now. He told me, he's like, knock on my door whenever you're done. So I loved answering your questions. Hopefully I was able to answer most of your questions. If not, and if you want to be a part of this like 3-day free VIP sneak peek group, I'm going to talk all about what I do as a coach, all about Team Uproar, the trips. I will talk about income in there. That's why we do it in a private group. So it's a private setting. You can literally ask anything. So it's a safe zone for you and for me. I usually go live in there. So it is really intimate. It's very different than YouTube because you get to see like a whole other side of Angie, which is cool. And you get to see a whole other side of what I do as a coach, what coaching is, how I started it, what my team does, what I do on a daily basis, the growth over the years. And like I said, it does get emotional because it's literally like condensing my life over the past 8 years and just sharing the hard stuff, the good stuff, how I grew and how anybody can do it. So I'm super excited, and I'm excited that we haven't done this in a long time. It will be limited. I'll leave the link for it down below for you guys, and the group will be open, so you can join at any time. We will have to approve you. You'll just have to answer a couple questions of like how you found us and stuff, so that we can ensure that every single person in that group is in a positive space and is like a go-getter and wants to be in there, is aware and paying attention. I always ask at the beginning of the group, I'm like, just to make sure you're in here and you're paying attention, because sometimes people blindly join groups. So positive, aware, and paying attention. And if you're a coach on another team, this is not for you. Like if you're a coach on Team Uproar, not for you. We have trainings for you guys, but if you're not a coach and you want to know what it is, this is for you. If you are a coach, this isn't for you. It's not a training. It's literally something so that you guys can get information. So I'm excited. I'm super pumped. I'm going to share all the behind the scenes, and it's crazy to think that I haven't done this in like over a year, like well over a year. I'm kind of leaning towards like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So this will be interesting. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you got a ton of value. If you have more questions, drop them down below. I will address them in that free VIP group, and we start on Wednesday. So the group will be open. You can join right away, and we will be kicking things off live on Wednesday. I'm so freaking excited. And by the way, for whatever reason you're catching this video like years later, the group will remain open. And we also have a portal in, like you can log in and have your videos that you can watch later. So you don't have to be a part. Like if you've missed the boat on this, obviously being a part of the OG group will be super special. But if you've missed it, the videos will be recorded and we'll have them in a portal for you to be able to view at your leisure. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Drop your questions down below. Make sure that you're subscribed, and I will see you guys next time and in that group. Bye, dudes.